Good morning, everybody. This is Northwest UFO Chasers radio broadcast for November 2018. And we have some information that is just going to blow your mind. A man by the name of Damon T. Berry produced Knowledge of the Forever Time. And I'm going to help him make an interpretation, okay? That's what we're going to do. If you look at the main screen here, you'll notice that I'll come back over here for a second and take that minimized and take this minimized just to make sure that you can see that screen that I'm talking about. And what we're looking at is we're looking at the sun, obviously, snakes, obviously, a bird and a snake, obviously. And this high graphic image is of Isis, and I'll show you another one of her face here in a minute. But this ultimately comes out into wings, like on her headdress, and we even have this material. And this is like at least like 5,000 years old. The Egyptologists admit that. But what I want to tell you is that we now know that culture was more advanced than we thought, and they had the ability for space flight. You'll have to listen to what I'm saying. There's a runway on the Nazca Plateau, and there is something that looks like an alien, but actually is the backside of a constellation of the sun. And the sun has a little square right here, which is the other side of a wormhole. But if you interpret this, she says, I have power over because she has the snakes. And she could have power over countries, but she has power over things, power over countries, power over this, power over that, but power over the bird, flight. But not only power over the bird of flight in the world, like power over flight of the world to deliver medicine or something, she has the power of space flight because she has the sun up here and there's a wormhole. Now, what I will show you is that we go here and here's the other side of that sun jump point constellation picture, okay? Looks like an owl. Looks like that alien on the Nazca Plateau. But what we understand now is that the sun is being projected from a location in space, and that's what causes that wormhole, okay? And they're coming out of the sun. If I can find that picture right here, okay, they're coming out of the sun right here in this square, and they're emitting the constellation that they're from, like the constellation of Aquila or the Hand of God constellation or Sirius constellation or a multitude of different constellations. The UFOs are flashing the information. It's sort of like an airport as they come out of our sun, which is a portal, by the way. This is the portal, not the portal. There's no portal on Earth. The portal is the sun connected in a wormhole back to the Hand of God constellation, and this is what I will show you. Okay. If you look at this, the constellation of Triangulum, that's the name of it. The constellation of Triangulum had Anu, Enlil, and Ea. Anu means God the Almighty. Enlil was Elil, which was Elohim ultimately. You can research that out. And Ea means Yahweh. But this is an obelisk, and the tip of this spins, and it points to the Tree of Life constellation, the Hand of God constellation, and heaven in Andromeda. Okay? But like I said, The wormhole is connected to 2 points, which are those eyes that look like L's. And here's what I'm trying to tell you. This picture is also of Isis, and she is let's see if we can get this to readjust here. Set wallpaper, because I'm going to go to center it there. Okay, minimize that. There she is. Okay, now what I'm saying is you have to interpret this. She has 7 snakes on her head, and you have to trust me about this. She was the mythology of the Medusa. But that means power over. These rings mean eternal life. These wings, power of flight. The 2 lions she's standing on are the land of Kemet, Egypt. So she has the power over Egypt, the power of eternal life given to her by those snakes that are on her head. And these are the owls that represent the constellation of the understanding of the wormhole that's connected to that sun. And that was all brought to us by Knowledge of the Forever Time by Damon T. Berry, and he's desperately trying to get that message out, just as I am from Northwest UFO Chasers. Okay? And that's basically what it comes down to. And eventually, we are going to come to an understanding that the blocks on the pyramid weighed 2.5 million or 2.5 tons each. There are 2.5 million blocks, and then it ended up being 2.5 sun years away. That wormhole jump from the sun to the Triangulum constellation, which ends up meaning not sun years, but light years for us, so 2.5 light years away. But does an individual that makes that jump age when he makes that jump? And is it a 5,000 year, 2.5 would be 5,000 years for a full round circle. Leave here, come back to Earth 5,000 years later. I know that's hard to understand. I highly suggest that you go to acardworld.blogspot.com. Subscribe and like on my channel. And go and watch the Knowledge of the Forever Time, please, and comment. This is all that we can ask. And we really appreciate your time. And I know that we look and sound crazy as heck. But we are coming to an understanding that I have to tell you one more thing. Neanderthal was in caves and projected an image on their ceiling and then painted it. And we now know, because of overlays of our satellites, that they had a satellite. So I'm talking about 2 ancient cultures and civilizations, one that lived 45,000 years ago and 5,000 years ago, with Isis being having the power over space flight. So we are not the smartest sticks in the box as humans, okay? And we were genetically modified by these people. Her husband's name is Osiris, by the way, who's also Nimrod Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh is the Tree of Life constellation, okay? And Osiris was hacked into his body parts and thrown into the Nile River. And his penis to phallus is representation of an obelisk on Washington, D.C. lawn. That obelisk represents the constellation of Triangulum. Triangulum points to heaven in Andromeda, and where yours and my DNA come from, the Tree of Life in Gilgamesh. Okay? Constellation, or the hand of God, which signifies, it looks like a monkey with a, and you see it all over the world with the circle like this, spiraling circle. It's a secret knowledge they want to try to keep secret, Rosicrucians and Episcopalians and whoever, I mean, they want to move around in a circle and never tell you what that means, or, the continuity of life, but a circle. It's the constellation of where your DNA is from, okay? Your DNA was put on a rock, and if you touch a rock, your DNA instantly gets on that rock. And if they want to collect your DNA over time, and I mean for millions of years, it stays on that rock. And they can actually extract the DNA from that rock by just sending that rock back to the location through the sun and that wormhole to the. Okay, you might as well get on there and then read some of the articles that I have. 50 chapters in the book Origination, and then I have multitude of articles. But I'm now working in collaboration with Damon T. Berry because we're being bombarded by information that is coming from extraterrestrials at 432 megahertz in the sun. And it's plain as day to me, okay? And I know that it sounds crazy to you people, but you guys need to wake up and listen. And I don't mean to call sheeple, but I say wake up sheeple a lot, okay? Because we're the advanced intelligence and we're the chosen, and we're going to make the jump, okay? Or if you die, your spirit is extracted from your body and it goes 2.5 million light years away back to its source, which is God, because you're nothing but a biological probe on this earth. That's what you are. Okay? And we have 3 cultures of civilization, 2 now, and we're looking back. And if we get smart, they're reintroducing this to us every 26,000 years, which, by the way, is the elliptical orbit of the earth around the sun, a Kali Yuga cycle. Okay? So, 45,000 years ago, Neanderthal lived. 5,000 years ago, Isis lived. Now we live, but they're making it so that we can understand this knowledge of where we're from and our DNA faster for some reason. And this is where you can help. Please leave comments, click like, and subscribe, and go to acardworld.blogspot.com. Because we're Northwest UFO chasers and we appreciate it. We're disabled. We were disabled we're a disabled veteran from the war that was blown